Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. I know it's been quite a long time, but trust me, I am back again. Alright, so we are going to just go through the markets, a weekly breakdown. Since I didn't do it in my free channel, I decided to upload it on YouTube today, right? So we are going to check on some few pairs and then see what I'm expecting on those few pairs. First of all, I'm going to be looking at DXY, right? That is what we are going to focus on to look at what our buyers on what the dollar might be doing for the week, right? So I'm first going to look at the XY and then later look at what let's say Euro USD, GBP USD, gold, BTC, and probably oil. All right. So for the XY, if you've been following me for some time now, we had some few zones in which we're expecting the XY to trade in. So we first had this particular demand zone right here, right? We had this whole demand zone right here that we're expecting the DXY to buy from. And also, we're expecting that this buy here could give us what? A buy to this particular sell zone. So we had this particular sell zone ready here for what? A sell. Now we're looking at this zone here, or the extreme zone up here. We had price trading from what? This particular what? Supply zone here, giving us a massive sell to the downside, which caused what? A break of structure, right? After this break of structure was formed, the next week the analysis we had, we expected price what? Trade into this particular what? Breaker region, right? This particular breaker block, and then get a sell from there. Now that we've got that particular move here, what do we have? We had price what? Giving us a very nice sell to the downside, right? Personally, after this sell came in, I was even looking for what? Anticipating that price would what? Trade into what? This particular gap here, fill this gap, and then at least give us some fall to the downside. But then we had price trading into a lower time frame order block, which was a zone right here, and then giving us a sell. Now that price has opened for the week, we had price opening with a gap, right? We had price opening with a gap. Now, currently, if you ask me what I'm looking out for, I'm still going to have this particular gap here, which I'll probably expect price to either fill it before giving us a drop, or price trading into the zone up there before giving us a drop, right? So the XY is just going to be very simple and snappy, right? So I'm going to be expecting something like this right here. Or price should tap into this particular imbalance here and give us a drop from there, which this particular high here is going to serve as what? Liquidity for me. And then for the zone up here, I have this zone here serving as liquidity, but I'll prefer if we have more compression, right? More compression before we tap into the zone here for sells. So that is clearly what I'm looking for on DXY, right? So let's go to Euro USD and see what we are looking out for. So clearly, DXY and Euro USD are negatively what? Correlated pairs. So if we are looking at this on DXY, then you should know that we are going to look at the opposite of what? Of this on what? Euro USD and GBP USD. Now, one simple trick I mostly use is before I go to Euro USD, I'll just have to click Alt I, which will what? Flip the chart for me. Then I'll probably have a view on what I'm looking on what Euro USD before I even go there, right? So Alt I on my Windows, right? Just to flip the chart. So when I go to Euro USD, which is right here, I clearly have an idea what I'm looking out for. So same thing, you can clearly tell, right? So it makes the analysis very easy for me to actually what? Approach. So same thing here on 4H. So I'm going to be like looking at this zone here. Then I'm also going to be looking at this zone right here. So these are the two zones I'm looking for. Personally, I'm in a buy from this particular zone here. I took a buy from this hidden zone right here. Right, price mitigated it on the lower time frame. You can refine it to get a very nice zone. So I took a buy from there. Then so I'm still inside. I'm actually getting ready to actually close the trade, looking at what we have here, right? But then I have this buy zone. So this is the current buy zone I'm looking out for, and then this particular zone down here, right? So for Euro USD, I'm expecting something like this to happen. Now, looking out for sells, for some time now. I've been like looking out for sells from this particular QM level, right? There's a Quasimodo level. I've been I mean, waiting to see how price react to this particular key level if we could get some sells, right? Yeah, based on the higher time frame view that I have, right? I've been looking at that particular zone right there, seeing what price might give me, right? But then I'll just wait patiently to see how price reacts to that particular zone. We don't predict. We don't have to predict. As a trader, you don't have to predict. You need to react to what price is doing, right? Yeah. If it gives you opportunity based on your system, then you take advantage of it. So this is clearly what I'm expecting for Euro USD. Now let's go to GBP USD. All right. So for GBP USD, I think I'm still gonna look at this because clearly we are very bullish. I mean, when you look at price movement, you can see that we are very what bullish, right? Very bullish. Now, on the 4H, what do we have? We had price what breaking structure like this, and then I was expecting a pullback. Now this pullback, I was actually expecting this pullback into this particular what extreme region, but then we had price trading into this particular what key zone here, which is a very nice zone on the lower time frame. Let's see. Good. So on the lower time frame, you can clearly tell, right? There's it. But then I was what patiently waiting for price to come somewhere here. So I didn't take advantage of this particular what setup right here. Now, personally, looks more like a ranging because if I take it from this high here, sorry, if I take it from this particular low, this particular high here, we are still within that particular range, right? Price isn't really giving us a very nice move. So I'm going to wait patiently. But looking at the buy zone, I'm still going to focus on what this particular demand zone right here, right? Yeah, this particular demand zone gave us a massive push which caused the break of structure of this particular high here, right? Which created this particular low. So very nice. I'm going to expect that we had this zone here being mitigated. So for this one, I'm going to wait patiently. But if I'm looking at any zone at all, this is going to be the buy zone I'm going to be expecting, right? This is going to be the buy zone I'm going to be expecting. So for this particular pair, that's GBP USD, I'm going to be focusing on that particular buy zone. Now, if we continue and market gives me something different or shows me something different, all I need to do is to do what? Adapt to what market change, right? Adapt to market change. All right. Now, what's the next pair? Let's go to BTC. All right. Let's look at BTC. Let's go on the 4H time frame. Now, for BTC on the 4H time frame, I was clearly looking at buys from this particular zone here. I think that was a very lower time frame zone, which I missed it. I missed it, right? I missed that particular zone. If I refine it very well back, good, this is it. I actually missed it here, right? And then we had price, buying, gave us a very nice opportunity here for buys. Price started what? Trading from this particular zone right here. And then you can clearly see we haven't what? A sell to the downside. Now, let's look at something here. I'm still going to keep my zone very active, right? Expecting price to probably come back into it for what? For buys. So let me go on the 4H. Let me show you guys what I'm expecting. I'm still very bullish on this particular pair actually. That's a BTC USD, right? I'm still very bullish on it. Let me take out all the crazy drawings, keeping it simple. Yeah, I'm still very bullish on it. So if you ask me, this is what I am looking out for, right? If you ask me, this is what I'm looking out for. I have this extreme zone right here I'm expecting, and I also have this particular zone I'm expecting. So you see that I'm expecting price to what? Trade into this particular zone here, give us what? Some nice confirmation for buy, or expect price to come here for a very nice buy. Very bullish. Price isn't showing me anything bearish yet. You can clearly see, right? Based on the normal basic market structure, sorry, normal what basic market structure, you can clearly tell higher highs, higher lows, as clear as it is, right? So if anything at all, this is what I am looking out on BTC right here. All right, now let's look at oil. Let's look at oil. Now with oil, I was having this extreme buy zone. I had this decisional buy zone, which price currently traded from it, right? And then giving us a very nice move. But then let me reanalyze and then show you guys what I'm expecting. Now on the daily time frame, what do we have? Let's look at something. So we have price, taking out this, sweeping this particular high here after giving us a massive sell. Now we have this imbalance here. Price is currently reacting from this imbalance. Price traded into the consequence encroachment, right, of this imbalance. Good. Yeah, exactly that. So price has traded into 50% of the imbalance and then given us a rejection from that particular key area. Now, there's a key level we have price what trading from, right? There's a key level we have price trading from right here. When I switch to the line chart, you see that that's a QM key level we have price trading from. Now I'm looking at fundamental aspects of the markets because currently, because of the geopolitical events, the wars and all those things happening, you should be much more informed about the fundamentals, right? Because these are the things that actually affect the market. These are the things that actually move the market, and especially oil, gold, and all that. So when you see that, oh, there is a fundamental that is going to push oil to the upside or make oil bullish, then you know that, oh, for gold, we are going bearish on gold and all that. So you should be much more informed fundamentally. I mean, you have all the resources out there, right? You have forex.com, investment.com actually. You have Forex Factory and all other platforms where you can get all this what news from, right? So we should what I mean be much more informed about what the market what can give us, right, in terms of fundamental and then flow with the market. All right, so that's on the daily time frame. As I said, we're expecting this. Now, if I'm looking for sells, right? If I'm looking for sells, I mean, this I don't really like taking trades from imbalances, but then I have specifications, right? I have things that I look out for before I take it. This is going to be an inducement for me. That means clearly we could get price coming here before giving us a sell, right? This is a very clean key level for me right here, right? That's a very neat key level for me. So if anything at all, I would expect something like this. 4 sells on what? On oil. Now let me go to the 4-hour time frame. So for 4 hour, there's the zone right here. I'm going to expect something from here. Let me extend it like this. Good. So that is the sell zone I'll be looking out for, just in case of any sell view of the market. That's what I'm going to be looking out for. Now, right from this particular key level here, I mean, this isn't just a QM key level. You literally have what? Another block here that price came to tap into, right? Then what do we have here? We had price was breaking structure, price came back. This is so nice. So we had price breaking structure, right? Price came back into this particular key level here. We have another break of structure right here. And so what can we be looking out for? We can be looking out for this particular what zone right here. Good. For a buy, right? So my buy is going to be somewhere here. If I'm looking for sells, it's going to be the place. But if I'm looking for buy here, I'm just going to focus on this, which I'm very bullish on it based on the fundamentals I have now, right? Based on the fundamentals I have now, I'm going to be bullish on what? Oil, right? Unless maybe any other thing changes, right? So I'm going to be expecting something like that, just in case what? We get price coming here for that buy. That means if I'm expecting buy from oil, that means I'm expecting what sells from what? Gold, right? I'm expecting what sells from gold. So let's go into gold and see something. So personally, last week I posted sells in my community, right? The free community. I posted the analysis. I was looking for either sells from here or buys from the two zones, which I actually hedged, right? I was hedging the buy and the sell because I was more like I had more confidence in the sell too. So I'm still in this particular sell, which I'm still holding, right? So let's see. Now, as I said, if you are looking for buys on oil, which is here, then I'm looking for what sells on what? On gold, right? So let me just look at gold from a different distance so that we just go with the flow. All right, let me use Saxo. Oh, XAUUSD. I prefer using Saxo, right? Good. So now let's see. Now what do we have? Let's go to the daily time frame. Now on the daily time frame, we clearly see that what we had price coming into this key level. I mean, obviously this we had price breaking structure to the upside. Now, structure wise, we are looking at what like market is giving us some buys. I mean, price came to this particular area here. There's a very nice key level, right? Look at it very well. And not just that, we had price coming into this. Oh, price didn't tap into it. So price missed, but then we had price tapping into this particular key level instead, right? So if we had price trading into that particular key level, then what do we have? Sometimes you just need to open the chart very well, right? To make sure it tapped or not. I mean, it's your chart, right? So what do we have? Clearly, I have this zone here. I mean, I'm looking at this key level, this QM key level, right? Very, very nice structure for me. That's a long-term buy, something like this, right? Clearly, that's what I'm looking out for. Now, this is on the daily time frame. Now, let's go to the lower time frame. Now, on the lower time frame, what do we have? I mean, price traded right into that key level. We can simplify it by using this zone here, right? Refine that zone very well, cleaning this one. And then what do we have? We have price what? Breaking structure to the downside, right? We had price breaking structure to the downside here. Now, if we've had that break of structure to the downside, what am I expecting? I'm just expecting some form of what? Pullback for probably more sales, since I'm looking for buys on what? On oil, right? Now, the zone I was going to look out for was this particular zone here for sales, right? I was going to look out this zone here for sales. So if anything at all, I'm still going to keep my eyes on that zone, right? I'm still going to keep my eyes on that zone. What do I have here? Liquidity, right? Clearly right there, right? So if anything at all, I'm going to look at this zone here for sales. And then as price approaches this particular area here, I'm still going to wait. I mean, when I refine that zone, this is what I'm going to have. I'm going to have something like this. Good. Right, that's what I'm going to have. So let's see something here. All right. So if anything at all, this is what I'm expecting for growth, right? This sell and then expecting some buys from here. I mean, price could just come and break it, right? Based on what market is going to present us, or we can get a reaction, then later what still break it to the downside. So excuse me. So that's what I'm clearly expecting, right? All right. So I think this is all I'm going to be looking out for. I mean, personally, just keeping all the pairs very short. And yeah, you should comment on the pairs you want me to look out for on the comment section, so that I mean the next video I'm going to do, I'm going to what, analyze those pairs for you guys, right? So I would expect you guys to what, comment, like the video, and then I mean keep the what, keep the channel running. All right, thank you for watching the video once again. As I said, it's been very long since I did YouTube video, right? And right now I'm very back, right? I'm back right here. So I'm planning on creating some course separately, and then is either going to be a free market structure course or any of that, and then post it on YouTube, right? So yeah, stay active and then stay connected. Thank you very much.